Hi, this is Arthur Carmazzi, and welcome to the Most Asked Organizational Change Questions. Today's question is a continuation from last week's question, which was, who are the people who can lead change in my organization? And we were talking about key influencers, and then we were talking about the negative key influencers and how you might, or for that matter, if you might be able to change them into powerful advocates of your change. So, first of all, there's a couple of things we need to know. There is a line of mental health. On this side, you have neurosis, okay? These are the people who say, oh my gosh, there are children starving in India, and it's all my fault, okay? Now, on the other side, you have what is called character disorder. These are the people who's basically saying, oh my gosh, I am the only one that knows what's going on in this world. Everybody else is crazy or wrong, and it's a conspiracy against me. Okay, now, mind you, there is a lot in between, but somewhere right here in the center, that is what is considered good mental health. Now, of course, we do go a little bit to this side or a little bit to this side to maybe take a little bit too much responsibility or maybe a little bit less than we should. But somewhere here in the middle, there's this circle is good mental health. Now, those people who are negative key influencers, they are most likely going to be on the character disorder side. The question is, how far to the character disorder side are they going to go? See, if they're over here on the neurosis side, no sweat. Get them to see the possibilities of how they can make a difference, of how, they can really improve their ability because they take responsibility. In one of the organizational change programs that we did, there was one individual that kept coming up in the interviews as being the most negative influence in the entire organization. And before we actually interviewed him, honestly, we were thinking that we might recommend that this guy be dismissed. But then when we interviewed him, we completely changed our mind. And this is why. Because when we asked him, and this guy was a Frenchman, when we asked him, what or who do you think are the most negative key influencer or negative influencers in the organization? Well, he would say, I believe that the most negative might be me. And at that moment, it's like, wow, the guy took responsibility. He knew he was one of these people. He knew that he was creating negative influence, and he didn't want to. So it wasn't a matter of attitude. It was a matter of skill. He didn't have the skill to be more positive, to create a more positive influence. So he wanted to, but he didn't have the skill. So in this particular case, we actually included him in the process as a positive key influencer and showed him how to use psychology to be more positive in the organization. And he basically turned out to be one of the greatest assets that the organization had. And even outside of that, the organization had already invested something like close to about $80,000 in bringing him over and training him and getting him acclimated and everything else. So it would have been a major loss to the organization if he would have had to be dismissed. So when you are looking for your key influencers, find out if it's a matter of attitude that they are potentially being negative, okay, or if it's a matter of skill, okay. If it's skill, then train them in psychology to help them to use their natural talents, to use their ability to influence as a positive influence in the organization. If, on the other hand, of course, they are way on the other side of being, of character disorder, well, then you might want to recommend or suggest that they, maybe put them in a filing room somewhere away from other people, okay? Whatever it takes. But don't put them around the regular people because they will have a negative effect on your organization. Not just the people around them. They will literally spoil a potentially great organizational culture. So find your key influences. The negative ones can be turned if they have the desire to make a difference, to be positive. They can be a greatest asset. This is Arthur F. Carmazzi wishing you great success. If you'd like to see more of the Most Asked Organizational Change Questions videos, go to changepsychology.org. That's changepsychology.org. Sign up there and you will get all 88 of the most asked organizational change questions videos. And if you have a burning question about organizational change, go ahead and contact me personally at arthur@carmazzi.net. That's arthur@carmazzi.net. This is Arthur at Carmazzi wishing you great